Testing, 1, 2, 3. Is the microphone working? I don't know. Hey guys, so basically I've been trying to do some videos to my YouTube channel for a couple of weeks now. I gave birth 6 weeks ago, well 7 weeks ago now. Yeah, you just don't get a minute to yourself, so I just thought I'm just glad to do it when I'm driving along, because it's the only time I actually get to just talk when no one else is around. So yeah, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Basically I'm not going to do too much on baby stuff, because I just don't think I just don't think my advice will probably be the best advice for some people. So I'm just kind of go with the flow kind of gal, so I just whatever. So, but I do want to share a few little things, and one of them was my labour experience. So basically I need to stop saying basically, because that's really fucking annoying. I had a really good positive labour, and I wanted to share it because I think a lot of people, they talk a lot about labour, and in the films and, you know, on TV and stuff, it's all sort of pursued as like and it's really not like that. So, well, I mean, it is, but it's also not. It can also not be. So every birth is different, and what I wanted to stress as well is that what you plan, you can't ever plan it because you don't know how it's going to go. It don't necessarily always mean it's going to go that way. So I planned a hypnobirthing, which I'll get into a bit more in a minute. I'll try and be quick because I don't want to bore everyone. But hypnobirthing, and then I really wanted a water birth. I wanted to be kind of as natural as possible. I didn't want an epidural. I was really scared of them. I just was like, no, I don't want an epidural. I just want, you know, the pethidine, gas and air, that's fine. Leading up to my birth, I decided to do some hypnobirthing. I heard really good things about the Positive Birthing Company. So I decided I wanted to do that. So I looked it up, and it was £40 for their pack. So I actually couldn't afford it at the time. I having a baby, buying a house, you know, £40 a lot of money. Like, I couldn't just buy it. So I did a lot of they actually have a lot of free stuff on YouTube, so I did that a little bit, and then after when I was actually about a week before I gave birth, well actually I think it was maybe 5 days, they had a sale on, and it was for £10, so I downloaded it then, and I did it like as quick as I could. So I wish I'd kind of done the whole app longer, I guess, but did as much like sort of research as I could, like for free online. And there is so much out there. My friend lent me a book as well, which was good. I don't know about hypnobirthing. Basically it's all about breathing, staying calm. You know, your body's naturally meant to give birth, so you just need to let your body do the work. Oh fuck, sorry. Thank you. Sorry, trying to get out of a junction. So yeah, I was 37 weeks and 3 days gone, and I couldn't feel my baby move. I had not a lot of movement during my whole pregnancy anyway, because my placenta was at the front. So as long as I could feel her every day, well, my baby, I didn't know what it was at the time. I was having a surprise. As long as I felt her every day, I wasn't too bothered. So it got to this point and I couldn't feel her at all. I was getting a bit worried, so I rang the hospital. They told me to come in. They hooked me up. They said that she was all fine, but I still couldn't feel her. So they sent me home. They said, if you don't feel her by 10 o'clock tonight, then come back in. So we went home. You know, I still couldn't feel her. I was doing all the things that, you know, you're supposed to kind of do, like sit in the bath. I was eating, drinking lots of water, lying on my side, and she just still wasn't moving at all. So I went back in at 10 o'clock. We got in, and my boyfriend was allowed to come in with me at that point because of COVID. Obviously they're really strict. We went in and they decided that they were going to induce me. So I was induced at 2 a.m. on the 22nd of March 2021. I had to wait then 24 hours. They basically put a patisserie, don't know what it's called, but yeah, that up me. It's like a little tampon thing, so had that up me. So then you have to wait 24 hours. So this was the hardest part, because then I had to be on the ward for 24 hours. It was COVID. You had to have your curtain shut. You weren't allowed to speak to anyone. You weren't allowed to walk up and down the corridors. You weren't allowed to go get your own food. My boyfriend Billy was only allowed to come and see me at 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. It was 3 hours he was allowed to come and see me for. It was rubbish. So anyway, the first 24 hours got to 2 a.m. the next night. She was like, yeah, nothing's happening. So they put this gel at me. So that was nice. Well, it wasn't nice actually. It wasn't nice at all. I don't know why I said that. So it was horrible. I had a few stretch and sweeps and it really hurt. They said I was very tight down there, so that was quite nice to hear. So apparently that's why it hurt more. Then 7 a.m. that morning, so this is now the 23rd at 7 a.m. I started contracting a little bit, so I was like, oh my god, I'm contracting. Like, it was like period pains. So I started, you know, doing my hypnobirthing, like just staying calm, like meditating, like I had my headphones in, listening to all the affirmations. I was having a bath, and as they were kind of getting stronger, I felt like when I was in the bath and when I was, or if I was in the shower and I just put the shower head like around my belly with the hot water, because the bath wasn't very hot in the hospital. I like a hot bath, and the shower was more soothing because it was hotter. When I was in and out of the shower, I was feeling really, really good. Then I'd get out for half an hour and it started to hurt again. I was like, oh, I want to get back in, it hurts. So I was in and, you know, being calm. So then Billy, my partner, came in, so I was still contracting. And then got to 4 o'clock and they said, we're going to take you down now to break your waters. I went down and they broke my waters for me. So when they break your waters, they basically stick this needle up you. Like, it's like a long crochet needle. It sounds disgusting, but at the time you're just so in it, you're just like, yeah, just break my waters. So you break that, glug glug glug, all comes out. And then I was just on gas and air at this point. But as soon as they break my waters, my hormones went crazy. I could not stop being sick, and I was like, it was like bucket after bucket. I just couldn't stop. I started contracting really, really hard then, and oh my god, I ain't gonna lie, it fucking hurt so much. Like, oh, I haven't got a very a high pain threshold, but yeah, no, it really hurts. And so at this point, I'm being sick, I'm contracting, I've got no respite between contractions because I'm being sick, and they turn around and tell me that I'm 1 centimetre dilated, and also that because her heart rate had dropped, they have to keep me monitored the whole time, so there is no way I'm getting back in the water. So I was like, well, the water was like my kind of pain relief, because it makes the pain from like an 8 to a 4 instantly when you're in the water. It just must take the pressure off of it. It's amazing. And I was like, great, so I'm not being able to get in the water. That was that. I was like, well, what am I going to do then? So I'm still being sick, I'm contracting, I'm like, I can't do it, I can't. And I was like, get me the fucking epidural right now. I said I didn't want it, but I changed my mind. I was like, can I have it? And the midwife, they were so lovely at RUH in Bath. This one was called Hope, actually, and I think the lady was called Kaylee that was working with her as well. And they were so lovely, and she was like, look, Laura, you don't get a gold medal for not we've tilted. You don't get a gold medal for not having it. So I was like, right, I'm just gonna have it. So anyway, they went and got me an anaesthetist. She came in, I was like, oh my god, you're here, so happy. And then her pager went off and she left, she had to go, it was an emergency. I was like, no. So again, and then the Hope came back and she's like, I've got you an anaesthetist. I was like, no, she's come, but she's had to go again. She's like, no, I've got you another one. I was like, okay. So anyway, so right, they get it all ready, sterilise your back, so you got to bend over, you got to stay really, really still. My epidural wouldn't go in, so apparently I have a twisted spine, and it took 5 attempts to get it in. So at this point, I'm bent over, being sick, still contracting. They've got to wait for my contractions to stop, but I'm still having to be sick for them to put it in. It won't go in. I'm crying, going, I don't deserve it because I said I didn't want it. I said I was going to do it without it, and now it's not going to go in. I'm not going to get, the pain's not going to go. And Billy is like obviously watching. He can see how big the needle is, so he's squeezing my hand really hard. I was like, you're hurting my hand. So it was all drama. Anyway, they got it in. Thank God they got it in. Once it was in, it was amazing. Oh my God. Take the epidural is my advice to anyone having birth. Why would you want to go through that? Because it was still another 9 or 10 hours on at this point. So I was like, why would you want to sit through all that pain and being sick? Like, no, 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 no. Maybe if I was in the water, and also because I was induced, I think when you go into labour naturally, it doesn't hurt as much because it's not artificial and it doesn't come on as strong, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not. I had the epidural, so then it was like, we were relaxing. So some people say they couldn't feel their legs. I could definitely still feel my legs. I wanted to walk around, but obviously you weren't allowed. But we put the tunes on. We were having a great time. I was still on the gas in there. We had the music on. Then we had to feel good, like upbeater songs, as it was more like, we needed more energy because it was like tiring. So when I first had the Epidural, I think it was like 7 o'clock or something like that. They were partying in the room. Everyone that's coming in is going, oh, there's a vibe in here. And we're like, come on, Eileen. Dancing along to the music. It was great. Had all the 90s on. And it got to about midnight. So I dilated really quickly naturally by myself at this point, which is really good. 1 to 4 centimeters in like an hour, and then slowly I went to 10. So I got to 10 at like midnight. And they said we're going to wait another hour for her to come down a bit further, well, baby to come down, and then you can start pushing. So I was like, okay, so how long does it take to push your baby out? They're like 2 hours. I was like, 2 hours? Oh, hang on, I've lost you. 2 hours? So yeah, it said it would take 2 hours, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so exhausted, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So it got about half hour after they said an hour, and I could feel the pressure. I was like, I'm ready to push. So like, okay, so get me into position, you know, my legs are in the stirrups, Billy's got one leg holding, I'm ready, I'm like, ah! I didn't put, so when the epidural is in as well, by the way, when you can press the button every 20 minutes, so it gives you more. So towards the end I didn't press the button because I wanted to feel it. I wanted to feel it coming out because I wanted to be able to push. I didn't want it to get stuck and, you know, have a C-section. That was the last thing I really wanted. Yeah, I pushed her out in about an hour. So yeah, so Kitty Bluebell, a little girl, was born at 2:25 a.m. on the 25th of March. She was so beautiful. She came out, she absolutely ripped my vagina apart, I'm not gonna lie. I had 1 tear and 2 grazes. But you know, you're so high on adrenaline and drugs that doesn't even faze you. And then they obviously sewed me up and everything. And I just, the feeling when that head comes out and when the whole body comes out, the relief and seeing your baby, like, it's like you know you're pregnant, you know that there's a baby inside of it. Actually seeing your baby for the first time is like, oh, euphoric, you know. It is the best feeling in the world. And oh my god, just, yeah, it was just, it's magical. It's insane how the body actually can like grow a baby, you give birth. Every woman that has given birth is amazing, basically, because it is so hard, but it is just, yeah. So I really enjoyed it. I honestly cannot wait to do it again one day, not just yet, but in a couple of years. But I just wanted to say that, honestly, like, no matter what, as long as your baby comes out safe, that's all that matters. You've just got to really try and stay, and all the time I kept saying, right, just be relaxed, your body's, you know, our bodies are made to do this. And it was just really was one of the best experiences ever of my life. Well, it was like the best day of my life, basically. My child was born. So I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very traumatic, very traumatic for your body and for you, and you know, but it is so amazing that you just forget about everything as soon as they're here. I think I have to thank the epidural for that. So yeah, I really hope that you like my my labour experience. I hope I didn't put you off, because honestly it is amazing. And just remember, you can't plan it, and you just got to go with the flow and be open-minded about it. And you know, I've healed really well. My baby's like, she's so beautiful, she's amazing. Like, I'm really lucky I've had a good baby. You know, I've decided to breastfeed, which I'll do another video on, and I was really lucky with that too. But yeah, I'm really happy that I managed to actually film something finally for my YouTube. If you do really like this video, well, and even if you don't, I don't mind, but can you just like and subscribe, because that would really help me. I'll be back with some more baby videos, but also lots of other different videos about how I'm trying to lose weight and get back into shape. So yeah, thank you, bye.